This is Alan Thrall reporting live from Untamed Strength Gym in Sacramento, California. This is the second training vlog in preparation for California's Strongest Man 2025. Tune in as I explain each event, question my RPE, work around a bum shoulder, and eat some tasty breakfast.
Good morning. It's training day number 3 of week 1. I have an egg white omelet, some toast. All right, I've got this hodgepodge of stuff here I'm gonna put in this egg white omelet. I need to go grocery shopping, but I went ahead and just cleaned out the fridge. Mushrooms, spinach, garlic, frozen chicken sausage patty I found in the freezer, and then some cherry tomatoes. Egg white omelet. I'm gonna attempt to flip this. It might turn into an egg white scramble, we'll see. So there it is. That's my egg white omelet. Presentation could be a lot better. Really difficult to do an egg white omelet on cast iron. Much easier to do egg omelet because of the fat content in eggs. But there you go. And then with that, 2 pieces of sourdough bread with almond butter, banana, and a little bit of cinnamon on top. Almond butter, banana is a reoccurring theme in my breakfasts. I'm also gonna put a little of this hot sauce on the egg white omelet. This was made by one of the Untamed members. Shout out Connor if you're watching this. Thank you, dude. Now that is how an omelet should look. This one's for my wife. All right, so today, are we in here? Oh, this looks great. This is really nice. What this? So today I'm doing jumps, and then I'll be squatting. I'll be doing some pull-ups / lats. My press today is gonna be bench, and I'm gonna do it with the hammer strength machine. And then I'm gonna do some arms, triceps. All right, I gotta shed some layers. Squats, sets of 5. California's Strongest Man 2025. I'm gonna talk about the events and my confidence with each event as of now making this video. So the first event is an axle bar clean and press away, which means you'll do 1 axle clean and then you'll go shoulder overhead as many times as you can. You do not have to clean it every rep. There's 2 weight options, a lightweight and a heavyweight. You pick one over the other and you do as many reps as you can. You've got to use some strategy here, because if you decide to pick the heavyweight and you can't do it, then you end up with 0 reps, a big goose egg. So you might go with the lighter weight. At all these competitions, there's usually the majority of people select the lightweight, try to do as many reps as they can, and then just a handful of people will do the heavyweight. The heavyweight always trumps the lightweight. So if you do 15 reps with the lightweight, someone who only does 1 rep with the heavyweight will beat you. My confidence for this event, it's usually a good event for me. I like the axle clean and press best out of any strongman event because I can clean it like a barbell somewhat. But I would say my confidence is a 7.5 out of 10. And 10 would mean I know I'm winning. There's no way anyone's gonna beat me. 1, I would say I know for sure that I'm gonna flat out 0. 5 meaning it could go either way. I'm really not sure. I'm definitely going for the heavy weight, which is 290 pounds. The only hesitation or concern is, well, there's a couple. 1, I'm not gonna do a split jerk. At least I don't think I am. For the past couple years, a split jerk has been my go-to for overhead events. This time around for this prep, I really don't wanna do a split jerk because I don't like doing it in training. It's not very comfortable. I feel like I have to do it often in order to get better at it, and I just don't wanna do it more than once a week. When I do hip split jerk, in the past, it bothers the heck out of my foot. I get a lot of heel pain. My front foot, I slam really hard forward. And for the last couple times I've done competition prep, it gets so bad that I can't do split jerk, and then my overhead press suffers, my overhead press training suffers. So I don't want to run into that. I don't really like doing a split jerk. So maybe I'll throw it in once in a while just in case, but as of now, I plan on just doing a power jerk. Another reason I don't want to rely on a split jerk is it works really well when it works, but as soon as I can't do it, I'm stuck. I got no other option. Last year, 2024, California's Strongest Man, it was pouring down rain. And so I don't want to have to do a split jerk on a wet parking lot asphalt. And we were actually on rubber horse stall mats in the pouring rain, which is really slippery. So I don't want to do a split jerk. If I can, I'm going to try to just power jerk it. Another thing I'm somewhat unsure of is we're probably going to use tires. It's not just going to be an axle off of bumpers. It might be with giant tires. And that can complicate the spin of the bar as well as the zombie clean. So for that reason, I'm probably going to practice some continental cleans as well. All right, last set here. What I'm going to do is get to 5 and then maybe do 1 or 2 more reps. Just sort of flirt with failure, I guess. It's just kind of an effort audit or an RPE audit, even though I'm not really closely following RPE right now. But rather than adding weight for the last set, I'll just do a rep or 2 or 3 more if I feel up for it. All right, I think that was 10. So my 5 reps was RPE 5, but solid, I'm happy with that. Of course, that set of 5 was my easiest set on that last set, but all right, cool. Well, actually, not even RPE 5, because I think I could have done probably 2 more. So my weight for the previous sets was not even on the RPE scale. I was warming up. So today, I'm doing, from a bench press or horizontal press, I'm doing the hammer strength press. And the reason is, my shoulder's kind of bugging me. So after day 2, my shoulder was hurt pretty bad later on in the day, like an hour after my session. And I think it was from the dumbbell snatches. I've tried to incorporate snatches, barbell snatches into my routine again over the past year a couple of times, and it always results in the same shoulder issue. Maybe I'm just not patient enough to acclimate, let my shoulder acclimate. I always just kind of jump in with good amount of weight. And so anyways, the dumbbell snatch might have bothered it a little bit. And I can kind of feel it when I was doing the axle bar squats. So I'm not gonna go crazy today. I think that horizontal pressing is a safer alternative for me right now than overhead. Okay. I shouldn't say safer, it's a smarter alternative. Okay, so I got 15 minutes. I'm gonna do as many sets, good productive sets of 6 to 8 reps as I can in those 15 minutes. I'm gonna stop right there, stop early at 10 minutes. So I got, in 10 minutes, I got 8, 8, 8, 7, 7, 7 on the last one. And I'm cutting it early because I do have a client that I'm meeting with, and I can't be late. So I was gonna do pull-ups today, but instead of pull-ups, just to avoid any overhead, calling an audible and doing this chest-supported dumbbell row, which really torches the lats. Next event is the keg toss. Keg toss is always a good event for me. I love doing it. I love throwing events. I would say that my confidence is 8.5 out of 10. My concern would be the last keg. Last year, the last keg, it went from 25 up to 45 pounds. And the 45-pound keg was full of water, which really threw me off. The other kegs are full of sand. Sand is more compact and it sits in the keg a little bit better. So you can use centrifugal force to keep the sand in place as you throw it. The water, as soon as I went to swing it between my legs, it sloshes around and really threw me all over the place. And I knew after throwing it, I think 2 attempts last year, I thought, I'm not even close. There's no way I can get this keg, so I stopped. So if I have to use a water keg on the last, again, on the last keg this year, I don't have much confidence I'll get it. If it's a sand keg, then yeah, I probably will get it. I'm also a little bit, I'm 6 feet tall, so I'm not short. And this is definitely a taller person's event. If you have even 4 inches on someone else in reach, it's a matter of the keg going over or not. If you look at a lot of the keg throws, some of them just barely go over, some of them clip and come back down, some of them clip and roll over. So, 3, 4, 5 inches in height can really make a difference between a good keg and no good.
Good morning, YouTube. This morning's breakfast. I don't have much camera space in here, so I'm always moving this thing around. Today's breakfast is gonna be 3 hard-boiled eggs and some of this oatmeal loaf, bananas, apple, oats, cinnamon, vanilla, some maple syrup, baking soda. Well, that's pretty much it. It's like it's pretty much like baked oatmeal disguised as bread. I'm gonna have that, and then also some Hydro 20 and some of these lemon flavored electrolytes.
All right, training day 4, week 1, California Strongest Man 2025 prep. Already on the first week, I've made a couple of changes to the program that I had intended on doing, and that's totally normal and actually expected. I don't know exactly how long every workout is going to take. I don't know exactly how I'm going to feel from day to day, so adjustments kind of need to be made. And as we get closer to competition prep, I think I'll kind of solidify exactly what's working, scrap what's not, adjust what I need to. So right now I'm going to do some bag tosses. So bag tosses are nice and easy today. My shoulder is still bothering me slightly. So I've had this shoulder issue before in the past. It's always the same exact feeling, sensation, and it always requires just like a week off. It's not something that I've tried to kind of work through it, work around it, just push through it. It doesn't get any better. It just kind of requires some time off, like a week. So I'm just gonna give it some time off. I am still doing sandbag tosses because it's just so light. It doesn't bother it at all, but I'm gonna just sort of go through the motions. Side mirror shattered. We've shattered the sunroof, the windshield. Poor Fiero. Next event is the yoke, carry, and sandbag carry and load. So I would carry a yoke down, sprint back to a sandbag, pick the sandbag up, carry the sandbag down, and load it over the bar of the yoke that I just carried. When I won the 200-pound division at California Strongest Man, I took first place in the yoke. So I do have confidence in my yoke walking abilities. Any event that involves running, I'm happy with. I do well with the transitions of sprinting back. I can make up a lot of time or shave off a lot of time in that transition, especially if it's 100 feet. That's a long way to run. And my sandbag carry and load is good, so I have pretty much full confidence with that. The only concern is the length. So this is a 100 feet course. I'm gonna carry the yoke 100 feet, sprint back 100 feet, carry the sandbag 100 feet. Whenever I do yoke carries, I always do it on one breath. I take a huge breath, brace, I hold my breath, and I sprint down as fast as I can. Each time I do this event, it's usually 50 to 60 feet, which is like top end max for me. I remember thinking at California's Strongest Man when I did I think it was 60 feet, I did a yoke carry, and I thought, man, if that was 65 feet, I would have dropped it. I wouldn't have got it. 60 feet was my absolute max. So now that I have to take it 100 feet, I'm unsure of if I'm gonna be able to take it all the way down without setting it down, if I'm gonna have to try to breathe, exhale, inhale. So that's a bit of a concern as for right now. Just that yoke walk, carrying 100 feet, it's a long way. It's a 700-pound yoke. It's a long way to carry 700 pounds on my back. So I would say my confidence for that event is a 7 out of 10. So today's axle clean and press, and it was gonna be similar to kind of like a competition axle clean and press. But because of my shoulder, I'm just gonna take another extra day off of overhead. So I figured there was a couple things I could do. I thought I could do light axle clean and press. So I would just do lightweight overhead. But at that point it would be so light that I might as well just take the day off for my shoulder. There's really no point in doing it. And it would hinder my clean, because if it's light for my shoulders, my overhead press is gonna be even lighter for my clean. So my clean's not really getting trained today. So I figure, all right, I'll cank the press, just work on the clean today, the axle clean today. I'm gonna swap these out, make them a little higher. Okay, so what I've decided to do today for the cleans, I'm just gonna do a power clean. Pretty hard week of cleans, front squats, and I squatted yesterday. And my adductors are pretty sore. So I'm not gonna do a full clean, I'm just gonna catch it in the power position, just to save my legs a little bit. And I need to work on my power anyways. My drop under the bar, like I've talked about, is pretty good, so. All right, so what I'm gonna do is work up to a top triple. Just a heavy triple from the high blocks, where they are right now. And then I'm gonna do the same weight off of lower blocks. And then again, the same weight from the floor. All right, that's good enough. Starting to get ugly. Starting to catch it low on my shoulder on that zombie clean, just kind of like sliding down my front delt. So we'll call it there. And now I'm gonna drop the height of the block and do more triples. So Spider Chalk is actually the only chalk, this isn't sponsored, this is the only chalk that I buy for the gym. The block chalk, not this stuff, but the block chalk by Spider Chalk. It's so compact and dense that it doesn't break up. This was a full mega block. It just kind of whittles its way down to solid little nugget. It doesn't crumble apart. You could do that, but it doesn't crumble apart as easily as other chalks. It's also got a good amount of stick to it. The powder or the chalk actually feels a little bit different in hands than just a cheap chalk you buy on Amazon. They make this stuff. It's called Ghost Grip. It's invisible chalk crystals, and it doesn't look like you have chalk on your hands when you use it. It doesn't leave like powdery spots all over the equipment. So if your gym does not allow chalk, this is a good idea. Or if you don't like chalk all over your garage, or it could be used for, so there's a couple little chunks in there. I don't know what those are, but I don't think my camera's gonna pick this up. But yeah, these are the invisible crystals. Maybe you can see it, maybe you can't because it's invisible. But anyways, I don't know what the little chunks of white are. Maybe chalk, but you rub it in just like chalk. And it leaves your hands. This is terrible lighting, so it looks really bright, but it doesn't get chalk all over things. So if you were to play basketball or racquetball or tennis or something, you didn't want chalk everywhere, that's it. But it feels like my hands are fully chalked up. It doesn't leave any handprints. Next event is a truck pull. So I will have a truck attached, I will have a harness, and attached to the harness is the truck behind me. I lean forward, and there's a forward rope that you can pull on. This is historically a very heavy truck pull at California's Strongest Man. I think 1 year everyone zeroed. So the promoter really likes to make this a heavy event. And unfortunately, I'm at the very, very bottom of my weight class. I'm competing as a middleweight, which is a 200 to 231 pound weight class. And the way that these weight classes work is people usually cut down. So the 231s, some of those guys might be walking around at 240, 245, or even more, and they cut down to 231 and then gain the weight back for competition day. I'm at like 199 pounds. 200 pounds is what I walk around at. And so I'm at the very bottom of my weight class. And this is a body weight dependent event. The heavier you are, the easier it is to get a truck moving, even if it's just 15 pounds or 20 pounds more. So for that reason, I'm unsure of how well I'll be able to move this thing because my light body weight. And just as the reason I'm competing as a 231 is because I've already won the 200 pound class, and so I want to just compete up and try to challenge myself. Last year I did middleweight and I placed second, so I want to try to get podium again or maybe beat that. So my confidence for the truck pull is a 6 out of 10. All right, so no overhead today, but there's more than one way to work your shoulders. And Natural Hypertrophy came in clutch with a training vlog. He was doing front raises. I'm gonna do the same thing today. So I'm doing 4 sets. So I'm gonna do some rear delt flies, and I'm between dumbbells right now. So I'm gonna use these plate mates that I have at the gym. They're 2.5 pounds, so you can make 2.5 pound jumps, just slap it on the end of your dumbbell. However, your dumbbell has to be the cast iron dumbbell. I'm not gonna work on rubber dumbbells. Do you ever get sick and tired of waiting for a yoke at your gym? Not at Untamed Strength, we have 4. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is yoke carry, sandbag carry, and load. So I'm gonna carry the yoke down, jog back, do 3 sandbag pick and extensions. On the third one, carry down, load it over the yoke, and then repeat that again. Yoke back, jog or sprint back, 1, 2, 3 sandbags, carry, load. That'll be 1 set. And then the next set I'll do the same weights, but I'll do 2 and 2 on the sandbag. Final set, just 1 and 1 on the sandbag. So yoke is pretty tough to train for without doing too much, because it's literally putting as much weight on your back as possible, way over what you would normally squat. And it's tiring, it's taxing. And so I need to get my back acclimated to weight. So I'm starting light, and then I'll just ramp up as we get there. Probably won't even touch comp weight until the competition day. But this is just getting my back and hips used to carrying the weight. Also just increase my work capacity, because the event itself is pretty long, pretty big event. So if this is easy, competition will be cake. A minute and a half. Minute 38, I think. Pretty good. Tried to go the comfortable, mildly uncomfortable pace. It's a lot of work. So I'll repeat the same thing, kind of like back off sets. Just do 2 and 2 on the sandbag, and then 1, 1. All right, I'm ready to go. That's how you do it, man. You just stack up small wins. I don't need to be feeling bad about lifting lightweight or trying to lift more than I should. Giving myself time to get stronger. I don't need to be breaking my back 2 months out from a competition. Stacking up wins, baby. Okay, this is the day after day 4. I am not doing day 5 today. I'll do it this weekend. Instead, I'm gonna go for a short run. I got a busy day, so a short 30-minute run works for me. So I'm just setting a clock. I'm just going to run around for 30 minutes. There's no set pace, there's no set distance. If you find that the running is very boring and you just hate, shuffling along, you just hate running, I would encourage you to go find a trail, or what I'm doing here, a stadium, just something where you can run up and down steps. You can jump over a pothole or jump from rock to rock, or on a trail you just have to avoid things and look where you're going. You're not just kind of like a hamster in a hamster wheel on a treadmill. It really keeps your mind engaged, and honestly it's fun to me. It feels like fun, like I'm playing, I'm just getting out, going and running around. So these 30 minutes I'm running up and down stadiums. There's big stairs, small stairs. Sometimes I'll skip a stair. You run up the stair, you run down the stair, you run on the track. I can run up sideways, whatever I want. It feels good to break up my stride so it's not the same steady stride for 30 minutes. I've been doing, this past year, I was doing a lot more fast work, so fast runs, really fast intervals, 400 repeats, 800s, doing a lot of bounding. Sometimes I would do 100 meter or 100 yard strides, like EMOM for 20 minutes. I think I'm gonna do less of that as I prepare for California's Strongest Man, just to save my legs. All right, since I always show you guys my breakfast before training, I'm gonna show you a typical lunch for me after this run here. So just white rice, some cherry tomatoes, chicken, and then I find these pre-made tabbouleh, and balela. It's chickpeas, olive oil, black beans, stuff like that. Mix it all together, boom, bomb lunch. My body craves it. Last event is stones. Stones is probably my second favorite event. First favorite event would be tire flip. But I really enjoy stones. I feel like I'm pretty good at stones. My only concern is I have not been deadlifting heavy, and I have not been lifting stones for all of 2024. And so I don't know if my back and hamstring strength is gonna be there on competition day. I can only start from where I'm at and try to build up to it. Hopefully, as I start doing stones, it just comes back to muscle memory. But stones it's gonna be very heavy. I think it works up to a 360-pound stone. And in the past, I've done that for 4 reps in a minute at California's Strongest Man, but I don't know how it'll be this year. So I'm lacking a little bit of confidence just because of my recent lack of deadlift training. And so for Atlas Stones, I'm giving it a 7 out of 10. So overall for this competition, my confidence is a just over 7 out of 10 overall confidence, 72% confidence. So those are my thoughts. That's kind of my assessment as to where I'm at now.